My name is Douglas. So recently I had my birthday, my 37th birthday. And apart from the celebrations and the birthday wishes, I get to be reflective this time. That's majority of my time is spent doing that. Appreciation and reflection. So I'm making this video because I've decided to get into vlogging, YouTube, whole social media thing. So I've never done this before. Normally when I record myself, it's just I never record myself actually. It's either for the podcast, which we haven't been consistent on, and if not for the podcast, then I always tend to put my products or service forward for the business. So at 37 years old, I am married to one wife. I have 2 kids, and I'm a businessman. So at this point, I think I need to give you guys context. I derive a lot of meaning from my business. So I own a brand that's called Tisleti, and under it we have 3 businesses. So we have Tisleti Headlight Restoration, we have Tisleti Detailing, that was the first, then second was the Tisleti Sofa Cleaning business. So those business are the ones that I've been operating under 3 years, for the last 8-9 years. So it's been good. I can't say it's been bad. It's been a lovely experience, and I was lucky enough not to go into any losses. So whatever capital I invested in the equipment and anything else, I've recovered and then some. So it didn't turn out bad. Okay, it's good. But there's some key things that I think I should share with you. So on the first, I started with Tisleti Detailing. That was okay, I was the one doing the job. But to scale it became really hard because of again, naivety in business. So number one, the time I was spending to detail these cars compared to the reward was very little. So over time, I started by charging a premium, but still over time, the detailing business, for the service, the expenses tend to get higher and higher over time. Look, there's a flurry of activity outside, so just bear with me. So over time, the expenses get to be higher, and then the time you've spent, because normally detailing would take around, if it was an okay car, that would take a day. If it was in bad shape, that would take 2 days. So you're being charged. Just to be clear also about the businesses, I'm based in Nairobi, Kenya. So the numbers that I'll mention, just convert them to whatever currency you'll understand. I'll try and communicate in the best way I can, but just have that in mind. So 2 days you're spending about, it's less than $100, and that's premium. $100, less than $100, and that's premium price here in Nairobi. So it became quite a challenge. The reward was there, yes, you're making money, but the value for your time simply was not there. So over time, I decided to do, since the same equipment is used for cleaning seats, I decided to do that as well. So I got a team, I outsourced that, and I did the detailing bit. So of course means investing in a bit more equipment, but the skills are there. Now, one challenge I had, apart from the time and the reward, was also my approach to labor, human resource. So how did I do it? I used to get contractors. So I had part-time employees. That's how I used. So I used to call them on and off. So the problem, that's okay for costs, but the problem with that is it makes these guys very inconsistent and unreliable. Why? Because for them, on their end, they're also looking for a job on a daily basis, and they don't do that job on a daily. They're just doing that, then they'll do something else. So it ends up affecting the quality of the work, and 2, it makes them completely unreliable. So you have a client that shows up, you're in the business, you run the business, but when the time comes, you really struggle to get help. So sometimes you have to ask your friend to help you out, which is not the way a business should be run. So those are the main challenges for those businesses, and that's why they didn't work out. Okay, now would I have done it differently? Of course I would have done it differently now that I know the mistakes, but I think it's the wrong tool for the job that I want to do. I intend to become a billionaire. Now, of course, there's some negativity around saying you want to become a billionaire, but let me be clear, these people are highly productive. They have a set of skills that cannot be replicated easily. Okay, and that is what I'm after. When I say I want to be a billionaire, it's just the assets are worth that much, but at the end of the day, it's the skill, the competence that is required to make that money that you really need to understand. That is not easy. There's nothing easy about being a billionaire. It is quite hard. Okay, and it's a challenge worth going for, and since I'm in business, it aligns with my interests. So if I want to be that, there's no way I can do that detailing, or at least on the scale that I am. I need to change a lot, I need to invest a lot. So at the moment, that's not feasible. So that's why those businesses really don't exist, or at least they died off. I did make some money through it, but I don't think it's the right way to do it. Warren said, you need to have the right boat. You need to have the right boat. So that is not the right boat for the job. So I just couldn't do it anymore. So the third one was headlight restoration. Now that business is quite interesting because one, the costs are low, very low. 3, the skill is high, so you can put a premium on it. That's 2. Then 3, the time taken, the reward of your time is the best amongst the 3. Now, does it charge the highest? No, it charges the least. But for the metrics that count, it was the best, and that's why I ended up doing it last. I ended up sticking with it, I mean. So that's why I've been doing headlight restoration, and of all the businesses, the ones that lasted the best was headlight restoration, and that's what I've been doing up. But so with headlight restoration, everything seems to be better as far as a business is concerned. But the challenges I currently have with headlight restoration is, number 1, the business itself is not recurring. So you do have to work a lot to keep on getting clients, which is not a good metric for a business. Although some people have managed to create billion-dollar businesses out of that kind of business model. Let's say you're selling furniture, for example. If you're selling furniture, then obviously it's not every time someone will come and buy furniture, but the market is huge, correct? So you can make a lot of money that way. But at the price that I'm selling and the things that need to be done and the competition, it seems quite niche. And if there weren't any other alternatives, maybe they would have done better. Okay, but at the price point which I'm asking, which is 4,000 shillings, which is around let's say it's around 30, it's around $30, $30. So it's quite cheap, everything considered, but in Kenya it's a bit steep. So the alternatives that are there for headlight restorations include buffing, include DIY hacks like using WD-40, which really don't work, and that's a whole another story. But also there's cheaper methods of applying PPF, which is low quality in this country, unfortunately, but good quality is higher than what I offer. So this is the best. So the business itself, I've not closed it down. It's just not responding to the way I want it. I have a target of getting at least 1 headlight daily, and that is proving to be difficult. Okay, the problem, yes, it exists, but now the issue comes in getting the clients. Okay, for that you need a lot of awareness. So you do a lot of campaigns, you advertise a lot. The return on ad spend simply isn't there. So what I rely on mostly is visibility, organic visibility. So you put your content out there on all major social media platforms and see whether you can get something or not. So that helped, but it proved to be unreliable. Okay, there's sometimes it just completely goes quiet, no matter whether you advertise, no matter whether you post or not. So yeah, maybe patience is a thing, but being the provider and being the responsible guy that I am, it's simply not the right tool for the job again. So that's why I'm here doing YouTube. So how did I end up here? It's simply because where I am, this place, okay, my office is just behind there. I can open up a garage, okay, I can, but the investment required to do that is a lot, because you need to set up, so that's building structures, you need licenses, you need equipment, and you need labor, highly skilled labor. Now that I've done this before, I would definitely start by employing a few guys and keeping them on a retainer. To do that is going to take time. Okay, I prefer gradual growth, and if I have to invest that capital, I'd definitely go into debt if I really wanted to do it. And I don't think that's the best option for me right now. I've been in debt before and I really didn't like it. So I'm trying to look for alternatives ways. So the best thing is to put my content out there and see where that goes. Some guys make money from YouTube. Is that the main thing for YouTube? Of course it is, but it's just putting myself out there and see how this thing plays out, because the game of money to a certain scale, if you want to, let's say if you want to become a I don't think YouTube is the best option. Okay, it is a means to an end, and hopefully from this it rolls out into something different. Maybe I build a community, because there's some key criteria I look for into a business at this particular point before I started, now that I have experience. So I'll mention that next time, because I'm trying to keep these videos actually quite short, around maximum 15 minutes. I don't want to rant about these things for about an hour. It's quite boring. So let me just make it around 15 minutes. Yeah. So given that, let's see where the YouTube takes us. Okay. So given the fact that I didn't want to go into debt, the easiest thing I can do and I have control of is actually putting my content out there and seeing whether I can relate. So yeah, this is my journey, my recollection. This is what I reflected on my birthday. So we'll see how it goes. Because I do have a lot of responsibilities and I need to catch up on. I'm behind on some bills, so I need to catch up on that as well. And the economic environment is not quite suitable for what I'm doing right now. So I haven't stopped doing headlights. It's just isn't the right tool to get the results that I want. So yeah, if I get a client, of course I'll show up and do the job. But is it the main reason? Is it the way I'm going to get to where I want to be? No, of course not. So for now, we start with vlogging, and then we see. So I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.